It does. Um,
Uh,
Hello, everyone. This is the CAAP Cast, episode 2. I'm Matt,
Chris,
and this week, um, we'll do a different format. We're going to try to change things up every week just so it doesn't get monotonous and boring and, all that other garbage that people can't stand. This week, tell them what we're doing.
we're gonna be talking about the top 10 players we in sports we love or we looked up to growing up.
Yep. Yeah, top 10 sports figures, idols, role models, whatever.
Yep.
However you want to phrase it. And there'll be other things that we'll talk about too at the same time, different stories and things, but that'll be the main focus. Think of it as a David Letterman top 10.
Yeah, basically.
Um, yeah, I don't know. This was just a different idea that just came out of nowhere. It's like, oh, yeah, let's just try this, and this will freshen things up, I guess.
I mean, you had one more idea than I did, so I'm going with it.
Right? Yeah.
I
I
just been having a busy week. I haven't had time to think about anything.
I understand. I know you have been busy. I haven't heard much. You were saying you were doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I had to move some move things around, put things. I was Bob the Builder this week.
Bob the Builder. Yes, we can.
take I had to take my kids' bunk beds apart, take them upstairs, put them in that room, put them back together. Uh, and then my mom got a bed and a dresser and shit. So I had to put all that together. There's a lot of shit going on over here. Just trying to get that done so I could fucking. Oh my god! You ever use an Allen wrench, dude? Those things are the fucking worst.
They suck. They have to be straight on the whole time, or else they
Yep.
fucking bend the screw. And oh, I know, dude. I hate them. I had to do it for my son's crib.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Cribs and like I don't know certain beds, man.
Yep,
I do.
that's
This bed was so easy to put together, but it took me like 40 minutes to put the head and the footboard together because it was fucking Allen screws.
they
Sitting
suck.
there, sitting there half fucking turning it because I gotta like pull it back out, stick it back in, and turn it because I can't do a full 360 turn on it.
Yeah.
Stupid.
And then you got to switch it the other way and try to screw it just by holding a little bit of it. Oh my god, those
It's
things.
the
I know.
worst.
I hate them.
Uh, you want to
They,
get
they
right
suck.
into it?
Oh yeah, we can get right into it. Did you have them in a particular order?
I don't have them in a particular order,
Good.
but I can call it out probably in a particular order.
No, you don't have to. That's a good thing because I just wrote 10 people down. I was just making sure.
I, I mean, when I got your text and saw that, I just wrote 10 people down. I mean, I have a definitive number one, but everything else is like can just be we can just throw it around.
All right. You go first. Pick a random person.
All right. Let's see. Take a look at my list here. You know what? Joe Montana.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know if I can say very much about Joe Montana that nobody already knows, but like, fuck, the guy's won multiple Super Bowls. Played most of his career in San Francisco. Just incredible. Just incredible. And the catch. I mean, that was a huge one. Uh, he was amazing. This was a huge sports figure when I was growing up. Probably my like the best quarterback growing up that I'd seen.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Joe Montana's he's great. He's up there. I always said he's better than Brady. That might be a common theme coming up. But Joe's a great pick. That is awesome pick. Um, I guess we'll stick with football, and I'll pick Peyton Manning will be the guy.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Love
I, I always liked Peyton Manning. I mean, from day one, he was there building the Colts, making the Colts who they are as a franchise, making stars out of Reggie Wayne and Joseph Adai and Edgerrin James. I mean, Edgerrin James was good before that. Marvin Harrison was good too, but once they got Peyton Manning around, that team changed. And then he leaves for the Broncos and turns the Broncos around and makes them a championship contender too. And they won one Super Bowl and went to two. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I always liked Peyton Manning. I always thought he was one of the greats.
Absolutely. That was a good pick. Hell yeah. What do I got here? All right, we'll get random. I'm gonna say Mario Lemieux.
Wow, Mario Lemieux. That was one of my favorite hockey players as a kid.
Him and dude, like him with Yager, bro. Holy shit.
Oh my God, with the mullet.
Yeah, I mean, Lemieux is godlike in the NHL, dude. You just score at any moment. Like he was up there with Gretzky. I mean, I feel like his stats probably would have been better. I mean, he had the cancer stuff going on later in his career.
Yeah,
I mean, he still came back, but like it hampered his career. Like his numbers could have been higher, but he's fucking legend, dude. That was amazing.
yeah, dude, I loved him a lot. He was great. And the other guy I liked was Phil Esposito.
Oh, you go way back.
I'm going way back. Yeah, Phil Esposito, dude. Oh man, Mario Lemieux though. And then every time you listen to the Canadian station, they would say it all weird to be like Mario Lemieux. You were like, oh,
Oh, Mario, yeah, Mario.
yeah. Oh, it was always a rough one when you heard that. I'm like, oh, please don't say his name like that. Oh, I got to put this on mute. Oh, dude, it still
Oh,
gives me shivers. Um, Jesus. Okay, so let me see who I have here. Um, I'm gonna go with Matt Hoffman. The
BMX guy?
Yeah, the BMX guy.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Um, have you ever seen The Birth of Big Air, 30 for 30?
No, I should
Oh,
because I when I was a kid, that's all I wanted to do, bro. I went to like this specialty bike shop and bought like got like a BMX bike when I was a kid. Like me and a couple of my friends were really, and we used to be out all the time. So yeah, Matt Hoffman's pretty big, yeah, for sure.
do you remember Dino bikes?
Yeah, bro.
Dude, I had a Dino. I had a Dino comp, all chrome.
I had a dyno, I had a GT.
The GT Performers and shit.
Yeah. Yo, I used to get the BMX Plus magazine. I used to order like fucking pedals and like we used to call them chromies for the
Valve
air.
stems?
Yeah, the valve stems. We used to call them
Yes, I
chromies.
know. I remember Chromies. Yes, I remember Chromies.
Yeah, we used to get that. We used to get the dice. We used to get the dice ones and shit like that. All different ones. Get like the fat pegs to fucking put on.
Oh, remember the rims? What were they called? Megs or something with the spoke, the plastic spokes?
Oh, mags.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Megs. Yeah,
Oh my
dude.
god.
Oh my God, the Chromies. Yeah, and the light. They had light up ones. They had so much different shit.
Yeah, shit, dude. I used to be super into that when I was a kid.
Yeah,
So
man.
much. There's like this really small '80s movie that used to be on all the time on HBO when I was a kid called Rad, and I just got some company just came out with a Blu-ray of it, like a special edition. I just got it like last week. I fucking love that shit.
That's awesome. There was a
Yeah.
show that was on the Empire Sports Network. Um, I can't remember what it was called, but it always had extreme sports. It had skating, it had BMXing. What else did it? I didn't have blading. It had like snowboarding and something else. And I used to watch it all the time, and that's how I like found out about all these fucking guys.
Oh hell yeah. I
Yeah.
yeah. I used to get those tapes where it would just be like street video, and they just have hip hop over it, and it would just be dudes doing tricks in public and shit, like bank buildings and all that shit, like how the skateboarders, like how they had the skateboard videos and shit.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I used to,
Those
I
are
used to,
dope.
I used to have a ton of those. All right, what do I got? All right, pick a random one off this list. Larry Bird, man.
Oh man, one of the best 3-point shooters of all time.
I got a lot of basketball players on here. I used to really like basketball when I was younger. Yeah, Larry's a legend. I can't say enough about him. And then it was cool to see this. I read this article a couple years ago where he shit talked everybody, and I thought Larry Bird quiet guy, and he had like transcripts of him like talking shit to people. It was fucking amazing.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Would have never expected that. Yeah, oh, Larry Bird's always been the man. Holy fuck. Especially with the threes. Like every time we'd shoot a three, people would be saying that. Larry Bird. And then it
Oh yeah.
changed. And then what was the next guy? It was like Ray Allen, I think, was the guy that everybody used to say when they make threes.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Honorable mention. I can't believe I just like one of three basketball jerseys I own is Ray Allen because that dude's three was out of this world, just ridiculous, just
Yeah, I
nailed it.
love Ray. Yeah, he was the king, and then now it's whatever that one dude's name is, Curry or
Oh,
I can't.
Steph Curry, yeah. You know
Yeah,
it's funny.
yeah, that's his name.
It's funny. I remember. I remember playing old, but like I used to be really into playing motherfuckers are all into playing like 2K now or whatever. I used to play NBA Live like when it was on Sega. And I
I
remember,
remember live.
yeah, I remember Steph Curry's dad, Del Curry. I was like, oh shit, that's so funny.
That is fucking great, dude. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Ah, shit. All right. The next person I guess I'll go with would be Bruiser Brody.
Oh, I didn't even put wrestlers on here. Good for
Yeah.
you.
Right? Right? I picked a couple of them actually. There's like
All right.
what? Yeah, there's a couple of them.
Yeah.
Bruiser is just he was always attention grabbing every time I saw him.
Yes.
Even from like when I would see, WWE classics or whatever the hell it was on TV from time to time, I'd be like, who the hell is this guy? This guy looks completely insane. And I
Right.
was like, wow, if you could be like that and just make people run from you and just, you know, strike terror and fear into everybody.
He he reminded me of like the stories I would hear about Pillman, like when he was doing the loose cannon thing, where nobody really knew like if he was crazy or if he was just fucking around. Like I feel like Bruiser Brody was like probably the first guy to do that. Maybe I don't know if there's anybody else, but when I see Brody and hear the stories of the things like he did in the ring, and like I think he legit like I mean I think he legit scared people. I think like fucking Luger pissed him off or something. I remember that. I've seen that little like grainy footage match where he was like no selling Luger, and Luger just got the fuck out of there.
Yeah, because he said, I'm not fucking taking a fall for Luger. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
No, he's like, there's no way. That's another thing I loved about him being a rebel and an outlaw. He constantly was like, No, I'm over in Japan making." I looked up actually the equivalency of what they were making per year, like him and Hanson. They're making like $700,000 a year going to Japan, and our money
Yeah,
today
that's
back
why
then.
fucking
You ain't taking a fall, bro. I'm sorry, Bruiser Brody
I
ain't
mean
doing that.
that's why I mean clearly they make good money in Japan. Clearly that's why Hanson wasn't here for a long time in WWE with the cowboy hat chewing the tobacco and shit.
Exactly, yeah,
And
because he can make way more money in all Japan and New Japan.
respected over there, dude.
Oh, yeah, they were treated like gods. You get off the plane and you're showered with women and gifts and food and everything.
Yeah, I completely understand why guys sometimes are like, we'll just stay in Japan even though their star is like rising because they make good money and they're respected. You know what I mean? Like they're not
Yeah,
gonna come. here and have some goofball fucking gimmick.
No, you're right. Everything is always done right in Japan correctly. Even if somebody's leaving, they send them out on the right way. Like
That's
AJ was going to WWE, they fucked his ass up. You know what I mean? Like they always have the next thing done already.
they give him that Bullet Club beatdown.
Yep, exactly. Who's your next guy?
Oh, hold on, let me pop that open. Uh, I mean, nowadays is laughable, but I mean, when I was a kid, I don't care. Jose Canseco.
Well, I know why it's laughable, but still, I understand it.
Like now, I'm saying now it's laughable. When I was
Yeah,
growing up, dude, it was all about Jose Canseco. Like when I started getting into baseball, that's who was hot. Him and McGuire. I mean, there were a ton of players, but like a ton of good players. Like I go through a whole list. I loved baseball when I was younger. I kind of like fell out of it. That's like a different story. I lost respect for a lot of people I looked up to because they got popped for steroids and shit, and that's
there's so
what
many.
killed my love for baseball was the whole steroid shit. Like I was like, oh man, it was just like guy after guy that I liked a lot, just getting popped, and I was like, I'm done with this. But yeah, Jose Canseco, man, Bash Brothers, baby, him and Mark McGuire.
Yeah, they were awesome, and especially those years where everybody was hitting them runs like that, Sammy Sosa and shit.
Oh yeah, that was like, dude, that was the last real time I think I enjoyed baseball was on McGuire and Sosa were going at it for the home runs. Yeah, I mean that was huge. That was huge.
Yeah, that was the last time I remember watching, and I was young at that time.
Like it's funny because now I shit on everybody that wears like New York Yankees shit, but I could probably, because of not having cable, name you like the whole like 90 to fucking 95 fucking New York Yankees team. Like
Because of the
man,
WB network?
huh?
Because of the WB network?
Yeah, that
Yep,
or
me
well,
too.
first when I was real young, it was on Fox. It was on Fox 29. They played him on Fox 29. Yeah, they switched to WB too. Yep, yeah, I remember that.
Saturday games they were on from Fox to WB. It was always like Saturdays and shit.
It was this was before like I mean we had local sports channels, so you would get the Yankees because it was probably the closest baseball team. Well, no, it wasn't, but still, it was in New York. It was New York market. Then they popped TBS popped up, and I started seeing Braves baseball, and that's when the '90s when they're like Glavine, Maddox, fucking they were playing the Twins in the World Series and shit. So
Yeah.
and of course you like get to see the Blue Jays when they played the Yankees or whatever. They were close too. So, but man, yeah, that's I really I just know I could name these people on the team because I'd seen so many games because they're always on Fox.
Oh man, Tito Martinez, fucking who's the other ones that I remember? I heard their names so many times as a kid. Oh, there's tons. We'll be naming Yankees forever though.
Oh yeah, well, we're not.
There's so many of them.
So many.
Ah,
Really.
all right. Is it my turn, right?
It is your turn.
All right. I'm gonna go with Roberto Duran, Hands of Stone.
And the stone.
Yeah, I always admire the toughness and the ferociousness, and you're just looking at the guy, and he's just, he's just ready to kill your fucking ass.
They made a movie about him. I watched that.
With him and Leonard, or no, you're talking about
No,
the
like
actual
it
Hands
was.
of Stone. Yeah, okay.
It was right. They made like an autobiography. They made a biography of him. He was the one that got in a bad car accident, right?
I think so.
I feel like
Yeah,
the movie is called fucking Hands of Stone too, or
yeah.
some shit.
No, it was Hands of Stone. You're right.
Yeah, yeah.
I was thinking of a stupid documentary.
It was all about like he obviously had fucking successful career. Yeah, 80s, 90s, man, boxing. Fucking
Yep,
that's another sport I could just like go off or like another time I could just go off on just name guys that were all stars, you know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
Yeah, that movie was like it was basically about how he was successful. He got in a fucking crazy car accident. I think his friend died, and he was about to give up, and he just worked. He had a halo and shit, and he worked. He was like working out with the fucking halo on, and people were freaking out on him. Like, what are you doing, man? You're paralyzed. And he didn't care. He just kept working out and came back.
Yeah. Yep. He was just, oh man, just tough as fuck.
Yeah,
For real. I mean, just brutality in the ring. Yeah, I forget about that because they've made so many boxing documentaries in the past couple of years. It's like hard to keep up with everything,
I mean,
especially ESPN. It's like, whoa, all right. I just finished
I
this
mean,
one.
yeah. I mean, if we're going movies, I mean, Tyson, it's got to be the top for me.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, the '08 one or
Yeah,
something like
no,
that.
the HBO, no, the HBO movie, man.
Oh, 95, 96.
Yeah, like fucking Michael Jai White.
Michael J. White. Yeah. Oh, that one's awesome. I love that one.
It's a great movie.
He
Fucking
did it
great.
so well.
Yeah, he really did.
And the house too. If you look at the house in that film and you
Yeah,
look at the real house, I mean, they are just identical almost.
I forgot who was. I want to. I want to say it was like George C. Scott, but I'm pretty sure that's who played Customato, and he did a really good job too.
Dude, he looked just like him. It was very, very good. Yeah, he was
Who was his other corner guy? It was like a younger dude, but the guy who played him looked exactly like that guy too.
Jimmy,
I think so.
or are you talking about Kevin?
I fucking don't know.
Because
I
I
don't.
think Jimmy looked like Jimmy.
I just remember the other guy. He was younger, but he looked. I saw an interview with the actual guy, and I was like, man, that's spot on. Like they.
Yeah, I think it was Jimmy. Um, that was such a great film. Oh my God.
Roberto
I'm,
Duran, fucking animal, dude. Like him and fuck, who's the other guy? They used to have the fucking fights on HBO all the time.
Sugar Ray Leonard.
No, not
No.
Sugar. It was
Marvin Hagler.
Cesar Chavez, bro.
Oh, Cesar Chavez.
Yeah. I used to see his fights all the time on HBO.
Yeah, he was an animal.
Hell yeah. All right.
Yeah, your turn.
My turn. All right. You know what? I'm gonna go. We'll go back to baseball. You remember Larry Walker?
No.
Oh, well, he played for a little while before Montreal stopped being a team. He played for Montreal.
Expos.
Him and Pedro Martinez played for Montreal, and he really blew up when he was in Colorado was an expansion team. He was like their fucking guy, bro. This dude, incredible. I mean, if you guys don't know who Larry Walker is, look it up. He was amazing. Super good baseball player.
I'll have to look him up.
Definitely.
All right. My next pick will be Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk.
I mean, if you push the video games aside, we'll just put that to the side for a second.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Watching, yeah, that's a whole nother thing in itself. Just alone, the X Games in itself of what he did in the X Games and watching the X Games every year because of that, that show on the Empire Sports Network, whatever the hell it was called, I don't even remember.
Yep.
But because of that, getting me into it and going, oh, let's see what happens. Well, Tony landed the 720 before. He's going to try the 900 this year. Holy shit, and he lands it, and you're like, oh my God. And it was just almost anything that he could come up with, he could execute. And it kept you interested in him, and that's what made him so great. Is it was an ongoing story with him. It wasn't like ever really ending until he got to the point where he was done with competition.
Right. Yeah, dude. X Games completely memorable, but he's a guy. He's one of a handful of guys that literally put skateboarding on the map, dude. Like
Oh, for sure.
for the mainstream, man. Like it's. I always remember he was in that movie Gleaming the Cube.
Oh, I never seen it.
Well, you're gonna need to see that, dude.
All right.
You really do. I mean, if you, I can't, I can't tell you anything. You just
All
gotta
right.
watch. It's definitely, it's the late '80s. It's definitely a product of its time. Like it's the main. They clearly made it because skateboarding was popular. Has like Christian Slater in it.
Oh my God.
Christian Slater, he had like a he had like a an adopted brother that was Asian, and the kid was doing something, and he followed him because he was like, I feel like my brother's in trouble, and he followed him, and these guys killed him. So he's trying to like figure out who killed him, but he's like Christian Slater's like a skateboarder, and then he has all these homies that skateboard, and Tony Hawk, Tony Hawk's one of his boys, and Tony Hawk drives a Pizza Hut truck.
That's
Pizza Hut
funny as
delivery guy.
hell.
Yeah, dude, and there's just a ton of skateboarding in it, like just a bunch of like the dude's getting chased, and it's a whole skateboard scene. Like he's getting chased in cars, but he's on a skateboard and shit like that. It's dude, it's a great movie. It's a great movie.
Yeah, I have to see that. That's fucking awesome. And then to
Uh,
go the video game part of it too is it's one of the best games ever made.
yeah, and they're remastering the first two and putting them out on PlayStation. I think September.
Yep, I saw that. That's cool. I'm waiting for the demo to come out.
Yeah, dude, I saw the PlayStation One version.
Oh, that's cool.
I used to play the fuck out of that game, dude.
And it always had the best soundtrack too.
Yeah, the first two definitely had the best soundtracks, and after that, like I don't know, the
It got goofy.
the emo kids took over and stuff. So
Well, cut my wrists and black my eyes.
yeah, basically. All right. See, I got
It's on you.
uh Charles Barkley.
Oh man, Charles Barkley. Holy shit.
But there was ever a player that I looked up to that I thought was just polarizing. It was Charles Barkley. Fucking, I remember being excited that they made the finals, play the Bulls, and then not excited because they lost. Because I wanted Charles Barkley to win a championship so bad. The guy is he's the originator of the I'm not a role model commercials. Like he was just a fucking wild man on the court. Just didn't give a shit.
Yeah, I always like Charles Barkley a lot too.
Yeah, he's cool, man.
And he's funny and he his outbursts when he flips out on people and stuff. He's great. He's a great character. He really is. He's funny, man. He entertains the fuck out of me.
Hell yeah.
Um, jeez. I'm gonna go with Brett Favre. All dick pics aside.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah. No fucking, no fucking wiener watercolors over here.
Oh, we know watercolors. That's right. Oh
But
my god.
I always loved Brett Favre just for the fact that, okay, you could be down 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns on the Packers, and it's late in the third, going into the fourth, and you still weren't like, this game's over. You just knew if you were a Brett Favre fan, some way, somehow, he was going to find a way to fucking come back. And he always would come back, one after another after another.
I liked him because he reminded me of a gunslinger in the fucking Wild West.
Oh, yeah, he threw that ball. Phew, that was so fast, so accurate, too.
He would just launch that shit, bro. It was insane.
And he played for a while. I think he had the record for playing the most consecutive games.
Yep.
And then he had that great run with Minnesota, which I loved, that they screwed him on so the Saints could go to the Super Bowl. That game I don't even want to talk about because that could be a whole podcast of itself. But that was another season. The old man was kicking ass and made Minnesota a playoff contender, which was just phenomenal. He had a great career. I don't know. He was exciting to watch.
Yeah, he's fucking definitely. I mean, king of the Wranglers, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Real comfortable. James.
Yeah, he's a fucking legend, man. He's a Hall of Famer for sure.
Yeah.
All right, I got this top four. Let's see. Which one do I pick? Well, I know the top two, so I got to pick between these two. I mean, Kobe.
Oh, hell yeah.
Kobe. See, people get on LeBron. They're like, oh, he's the next Jordan. This and that. Nah, it's fucking Kobe, bro. Not LeBron. And people say LeBron because they wanna bring up Kobe's alleged rape case, but it's Kobe. Just watch fucking game with Kobe.
I agree. I look at it the same way as OJ in a way. Whatever you did outside of the fucking court or the fucking football field, I don't care. It doesn't bother me any. I look at your career, and your career is what matters the most.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. The guy had a stellar career. I mean, sadly, after his career he died, but the
Yeah.
guy is a Hall of Famer. It's gonna happen for him.
Fucking helicopters. I hate helicopters. I always have. Don't
I've
trust them.
never been in one. I'm good.
No, I never will go into one ever. I used to. My grandfather used to scream at me about them because of how bad they were in Vietnam and shit. He wasn't in Vietnam. He just said helicopters kill people easy.
Yeah, it's like a fucking. It's like a small plane with the doors open.
Yep,
It's
absolutely.
great.
Um, Going down the list, I look and I see Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Give me
Um,
oh yeah.
that's the guy. Some people from certain eras have their guys. Hulk Hogan was a guy. Brett or Sean was a guy. You know, Cena's a guy for younger kids nowadays. Austin was the guy. He was the man. He did every week he came out and he did something cooler and better. He stuck it to everybody right up their ass. He didn't take no bullshit. He was the hero, but at the same time, he was a believable hero because he was just like everybody's uncle or dad. You know what I mean? He was a
Yeah,
real guy. He looked like a real guy.
yeah. I grew up, started watching wrestling like a lot of people. It was like Hogan, Warrior were the big guys, and then Stone Cold Steve Austin came around, and everyone disappeared for me. There was no ranking. It's just Stone Cold Steve Austin, and that's it.
Yeah.
That is
So,
um. I remember. I still remember when I watched WCW and he was the Hollywood Blondes. They were doing good stuff there. You know what I mean? Like just stunning Steve Austin, all that shit. I love Steve Austin. Just the best, the fucking best, hands down.
yeah, I've always put him at number one pretty much. He's just the stuff he did and continues to do, and just his impact was just. I mean, nobody was better than Austin. I mean, yeah, The Rock was up there, but Austin was still always a little bit above him, no matter what. At the
Yep,
end of the day, it's just
absolutely.
how it was, and nobody ever can probably get to that point. It's just not going to happen. But
Yep.
it's on you now.
You know what? Bo Jackson,
Oh, I love Bo.
short career, but Bo Jackson was the fucking man when he played football. And guess what? He's kind of the man when he played baseball too.
Yep.
Just saying. The guy was. That is probably my favorite 30 for 30. Is you don't know Bo.
No, Bo. I've watched that probably 100 times. That's actually my favorite running back of all time, which is weird. They picked that.
he's
Yeah,
he's up
Bo.
there. He's up there for me. Well, I got another one that separates us. So
Let me guess. Barry
go.
Sanders.
Hey. Yeah, that is literally the greatest, no question.
Was he on your list?
Yeah, yeah, he's number one.
Oh man. All right, just do Barry next then.
Bo Jackson. If I feel like if his career wasn't cut short, it probably would have been him. But like Barry Sanders is like fucking ridiculous, dude. Just ridiculous. He single-handedly carried the goddamn Detroit Lions for 9 years. There was nobody else on that team that was any kind of good.
I can't even name anybody else on that team.
I mean, I can, but that's because I like the Lions. But I mean, they had a wide receiver. It was, Herman Moore, I believe. He was good, but like they never really had a legit quarterback. But it was basically Barry running that whole team into the playoffs or the wild card.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, he carried that team.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. He's got to be the greatest running back.
He's a fucking goat, dude.
Yeah, he has to be. I can't think.
Don't come at me with no fucking Emmett Smith. None of that bullshit. I don't
Fuck
want to
Emmett
hear.
Smith. Emmett Smith had the best line ever that anybody could have run behind. Come on, dude.
I don't know what the Cowboys' secret is, but like them and the Broncos have like the best offensive lines every year in football, dude. It's insane.
Yeah, they pick from the same gene pool, I think.
The Broncos are like, hey, you know what, guys? We didn't get a running back this year, but we do have this fucking seventh rounder that rushed for 1,000 yards now because our offensive line. And then it's funny because they'll always have like three running backs that do really good. I mean, this was a cycle for a couple years, but they're like three running backs you never heard of that do good for a couple years, and then they'll deal one off, and that guy's not that good wherever he goes. Is because of that line, man.
No Sean Moreno.
Yep, no Sean Marino for sure.
Okay. Who's the fat one? C.J. Anderson.
Yep.
Monty Ball.
Monty Ball. Yep.
I'm missing one in there. There's another one floating around. I can't remember him. Oh, I used to remember them all because I loved the Broncos because of Peyton. Ah, shit. There was like a lot at one time. And they kept getting hurt and they kept switching them out.
Yeah, and
Damn.
then there was a couple guys like after the season. I remember they definitely had like three fucking running backs that were going off.
Yes.
And then they would it's whoever they would trade, whoever they would trade or get rid of, man, would go someplace else and it would just wouldn't be the same for them.
Nope. Yeah, because they had that protection. You're right.
Yep. All right, since you revealed my one, you go. Your turn.
I apologize for that.
No, you're fine, dude. You're getting
What
it.
a
You're getting the
what an
conversation.
what an asshole.
Wow.
Number one. All right, you take a guess who number one is.
For you?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Fuck, I feel like I should know this and I don't. I'm just drawing a blank right now.
Ah.
I really should know this. But I don't. So what is it?
Mike Tyson.
Oh, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Dude, I thought you would have got it. Shit.
It's funny that we were talking about that earlier and
I know. I don't want to give you a hint because I would have fucking ruined it. But yes, Mike Tyson. To me, Mike Tyson was God. That was just that. There was nobody on planet Earth that was better than Tyson. That was stronger than Tyson. That could beat Tyson. Tyson was like everything. It was like that was the person I probably looked up the most to since I was a kid was Mike Tyson. Just this dude murdered people. Every time I went to go over to my uncle's house to watch it on the fucking cheater boxes, you remember those?
Yep.
I'd be there for like, all the other bullshit fights. Then Tyson, oh, time to go home. It just started.
Well, it's over already.
Yeah, I mean,
I remember. I definitely remember. I went to somebody's house one night, and it was sadly it was the Buster Douglas fight. I mean, I couldn't believe it, dude. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? This is insane." And I remember all the hype around it too, like the hype around it and the hype after, because that dude immediately got a fucking video game for Sega Genesis.
Yep.
Buster Douglas boxing. I was like, I don't know. Like, I think that was a fluke, and sure enough, I'm pretty sure it was a fluke. Because I don't remember shit about Buster Douglas after that.
Oh, that dude was a bum.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure he was. I can remember
I mean, it's like everybody, man. Somebody was going to get him,
No, you're right. It was inevitable. No matter what, it had to happen.
Somebody was going to get him that one time, So,
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
dude, it doesn't even take away from the fucking amazing career that man had, dude. Like, and his resurgence. Like, he was written off, dude. He was a nutcase. He was a nutcase in the late '90s.
Getting tattoos on his face, telling people he was going to fuck them till they love him. He wants to eat their children. Praise be
Yeah,
to Allah. You know what I mean?
he's fucking biting ears, bro. Like, everybody wrote that man off, and he came back. He came back as a comedy man.
Yeah, a completely different person that just now is just like a great person and a wealth of knowledge. And it's funny how he turned around.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, he probably, I mean, all his problems probably caught up to him as making him a little crazy. He probably had a ton of people in his ear, a ton of money, a ton of people in his ear and stuff. And then I think he walked away a little bit and then came back and was like, I'm just gonna be me, you know, and it works for him, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I could go on and on about Tyson, but that's another hour, so we can save that for a different episode or
You
something.
ever, you ever watch it? You ever watch the Mike Tyson mysteries?
That was one of the best shows on TV. I loved it.
Dude, I
Loved it.
never watched it. It's on Hulu, and I watched one episode, and I was like, this is amazing.
Dude, the
Oh,
fucking the pigeon.
yeah, dude.
The pigeon. Oh my god, he kills me.
Oh, it's a good show. All
Yeah.
right, well, this isn't my number one. This was number two, but I mean, I think it's ridiculous, but it has to be on here. It's Michael Jordan.
Oh, without a doubt, the greatest of all time.
Oh,
Come on.
the greatest ever do it. I watched that whole Last Dance documentary, which was super fucking good. Super, super good.
I still actually have to watch it.
Dude, you get on it, man. It's so good. It
I know
was
I'm
really,
slacking.
really good.
I mean, there you go. There's another guy. I was just talking to my girlfriend about the importance of Michael Jordan, like being a kid and like you had to get the jersey. You know what I mean? Like that was
Yep.
like a big deal. Like I had the black jersey with the red letters and shit. Like that was. I
Hey,
tried to
me
wear it.
too.
Dude, oh my god, that's even crazier. Dude, I wore it till it was like almost a fucking 80s belly shirt because I didn't
I
want to
wore
let
it.
it go.
I wore it until the numbers faded off because I wasn't rich, so I had to get that silk screen one, whatever the
Mine was
screen
silk.
printed.
Mine was silk screen too.
Couldn't get the. I couldn't. I did. I couldn't. We didn't have no money for the stitched on numbers, man. I had that silk printed one, but I wore it until those numbers fucking came off. They just faded away.
Yep, that's oh, dude, that's
Oh
so funny. I had the same jersey. That's fucking weird.
I mean, the guy's a legend. There's nothing we could say that people don't already know. The guy just did everything. He was godlike on the basketball court. Just
Yeah,
God,
winning a championship with the flu. You know, like just
6 fucking rings, man.
yeah, exactly. You don't see that nowadays.
You know what? After watching that, I mean, I didn't think about it a lot, but no, everything that was brought to light, like I LeBron is a great player, and LeBron probably carried Cleveland to a championship for sure
Yeah,
as one player. Like, but when you look at Jordan, I mean, he had a supporting cast, man. Like, people don't talk about him because it was Jordan. Like, nobody was talking about anything else. They were just like, oh, it's Michael Jordan. He had Pippen. He had like a Rodman. Fucking just he was surrounded by guys that were pretty fucking good.
for sure. Yeah, he was. They could definitely carry the slack when they needed to.
Absolutely.
Ah, so I guess that wraps up the top 10.
Yeah. Well, let us know what you think, man. You know, comment. We got the Instagram page, CAPcast. Uh, we want to hear from you guys. Like, anybody listening? What's up?
Yeah, chime in definitely. We like the feedback. We'll interact with you. I mean,
Absolutely.
we're not doing anything. It's the quarantine, really. I mean, I'm not doing anything. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Uh, the only other thing really that I've had on my mind was the other day I showed my daughter E.T. for the first time. This
Okay.
everybody knows E.T. I mean, come on. I don't have to explain much. Elliot. But I mean, we decided to watch it for the first time, like I said, and I put it on, and it's probably been 10 years since I've seen it. It's been a long time, maybe even longer, 15 years since I've watched it.
Right.
So we're watching it. It's the beginning, and they're taking a while to get ET, and they're just showing how the family is and that. And they're at the table, and it's the mother, the two brothers, and the daughter, the sister.
Yep.
And he calls the brother penis breath. And I don't say shit. I no sell the fuck out of it. So I'm like, oh, okay. Maya didn't say anything. And the thing about Maya is she's really good about that. She never swears or anything of the sort. You know what I mean? She understands what's meant for her and what's not meant for her. She gets that. So if she
Right.
hears a swear word, she instantly looks at me and calls me out on it like it's my fault. Like, hey, what the hell are you playing this for? They're swearing on here. Why don't you turn this off? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, so penis breath goes right over this kid's head. And like I'm kind of laughing, my girl's laughing, and we're trying not to really sell it as much. Like I'm hiding it. So I don't know, maybe 10 minutes go by, 15 minutes go by, and somebody says shit. And I'm not paying attention, dude. I'm staring at the screen. And I could just feel it. And I look over, she's just staring at me. And I'm like, what? What? I don't know. What are you looking at? And I just turn back. A little while goes by, and my girl goes, she gave you that look because they said shit. I go, oh, okay. She gave me the look because they said shit, not because they said penis breath. I go, penis
Right.
breath. We just get away with that one, don't we?
I mean, maybe she doesn't know what that is, and I'm glad. I
Yeah,
mean,
right. Me too. I know. I'm happy. I'm happy. I just didn't remember penis breath being in fucking ET.
dude, I didn't remember that until you brought it up. Yeah, it's been a really long time since I watched that too. Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, penis breath. Yeah. I mean, other than that, what we were talking about a little before we started this was the PS5.
Yep.
And I think that this will be the closing topic of this. What did you think?
Um, I thought it was half and half. I mean, I like I like the hardware. What I heard about the SSD for it is that it's powerful, more powerful than the Xbox, and like I guess it surpasses a PC. So they're coming hard. Uh, the graphics look amazing. Everything I saw, even if I didn't like the game, I was like, man, that shit is nice looking. Um, I'd say about maybe half of the games they showed, I was really excited for. Like I was really into, even if I didn't know. Like I don't know what half the shit is, but like a lot of the shit they came up with looked really cool, and then some of the stuff I was like, I guess that's for somebody. I don't know. Um, but all in all, I think historically game system when they drop brand new game systems, not a lot at launch. Um, doesn't look like there will be a lot at launch for this, but that's fine. I really obviously the first thing they show is Spider-Man, and I'm already I was on the fence because I was like I don't know what they're gonna do here, and I was like maybe see what Xbox is gonna do, and then they show Spider-Man, and I was like well PS5 it is. Uh, there were a couple other ones that stuck out. There was this I can't remember the name of this one, but it looked really cool. It kind of had like some it looked like it had like some Samurai Jack animation type deal, but it looked really cool. There was one called Demon Souls that looked fucking sick. Resident Evil 8, obviously. Uh, the sleeper was when I was watching the trailer for this. Immediately wrote it off when I knew what it was, but then when I watched the whole trailer, I was like, I think I might get that. Was the Ratchet and Clank?
They're doing a new one?
Yeah, dude, it looks
Oh,
it shit is wild, dude. And then I mean, I don't know. The other would they drop like Horizon Zero Dawn 2, which I don't even like the first one, but it looks amazing. Like there's games I don't like, but the games look amazing. They dropped a 2K21 trailer.
that's
Uh,
cool.
yeah, it was. I liked it. I'm probably gonna go for it. But I mean, I'm sure it's pricey, so I'm gonna have to GameStop pre-order that son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, right.
Yep.
Um, I liked it a lot. I didn't like the design of it. The design of it, like I said earlier, it looked like a vagina.
Yeah, it's
Um,
weird. It's weird, yeah.
it is weird, but at the same time, I know in a year it'll take it. It'll take about a year, one for me to want to buy it, just because I don't want to justify spending whatever it's going to be, probably over $500, and
Yeah,
two,
absolutely, absolutely.
yeah, and two, because of the bugs. There's always something that's going on that they need to work out or need to
Yep.
update or revise or something too. You know what I mean? It's a big thing I worry about. And with the games, a lot of the games I saw too really came off as straight up Japanese games that the Japanese people would like, not necessarily as much as us
There was
Americans
one,
would like. You know what I mean? Like some looked cool, but some were like, okay, this isn't
dude.
even in English.
There was one where it was like I was watching it with my friend, and he goes, "Is this like a My Little Pony game?" And it was like these weird animal people, and it seemed to be about a high school or something. They were throwing a yearbook in the fire. I was like, "What the hell is this?"
That is
And
weird.
then there was another one called it was called Stray, and you're literally a stray cat. I was like, "Yeah, no,
What?
yeah, it's a
That
game
is
about being a stray cat." And then oh, there was another cool one, dude. It's called Deathloop, and it's like a first person game, first person shooter. And the trailer they played was like in a grindhouse style, and
oh,
it was just you were shooting shit up, right? And then like they show you like sneaking around popping people in the back of the head, and then somebody gets you, and then all of a sudden it rewinds, dude, like back to where you were, like you get a do-over.
that's
And
dope.
by the end of the trailer, apparently the do-over part is because you're like a hitman, and you're trying to take down these people, but those people also have an equal to like higher level hit woman that's trying to take you out while you're trying to take them out.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. So it's called Deathloop, and it looked wild, dude. That was actually really really cool. But like, yeah, like you said, dude, everything else was like it was just weird. They were just putting some weird shit out there.
Yeah, it's Japanese games. That's what they are
Yep.
going to create first because it's their system. I
No, they
understand it, but at the same time, it's like I'm not a big fan of it. It's like,
they the big one of the big things I saw was when they showed the system was that they're gonna have one system is they have two separate systems. One you could have a disk drive, and one is a digital exclusive where it's just a system and all you would do is download games.
yeah, I did see that too.
But I watch movies still, so I'm gonna probably go with a disc based one.
I always have to because I like having that option. Absolutely.
Agreed.
And that's a big thing. Like I'm the PS4 that I have now, I kind of use it, but I was having my daughter use it so she could watch things on it and do things on it. I like having that capability of doing pretty much whatever. It's a full actual entertainment system.
Yeah, I always liked I was the PlayStation setup. I mean, I've liked every PlayStation. I mean, maybe like 3 pissed me off. There's a whole story where the somebody hacked their network, and all I did was
I
play on.
remember that. Yeah.
And then they came back and tried to give me 2 shitty games for free for not having online access for 2 months or whatever. And I quit PlayStation, and I bought an Xbox 360, which became like my favorite system ever. I fucking love Xbox 360. I even so much so as when it went away, I bought an Xbox One, and then I was highly disappointed in that, so I went back to PS4. Traded the Xbox One in. And I was like, give me the PS4.
Yeah, I had Xbox, and it
Yeah,
was modded. So
Okay.
I could do like a whole bunch of crazy different shit. Like I had one disc that was all Super Nintendo games, one that was all arcade games. Some of the arcade games were from different countries and shit. It was cool. I could do a lot of cool different things with it. But after that, I was like, PlayStation. I know PlayStation, and these controllers have sucked ass, and they've bothered me. And I can't really do as much, and nobody I know has Xbox right now. I got to stick with PlayStation, and that's what I did. I just stuck with getting PlayStations.
The original Xbox, I just hated the controller, so I didn't even fuck with it.
Oh,
But like, I really, really like 360 was the shit, dude. And then I got an Xbox One. I mean, aside from me not really liking it, the biggest problem for me was I didn't know anybody that had a fucking Xbox One. I knew like one person.
there you go.
And then everybody I'd talk to, you're like, oh, you play this? I'm like, yeah, I play that. And I'm like, are you on Xbox One? Or like, no, PlayStation. And then that led into it. But like, Xbox One seemed more like it was for fucking like a cable box than a gaming system.
Yeah, because I think that's what they were going for. They didn't want to be so gaming, I guess. I don't
Oh
know why.
well, you're idiots. So now I have a PS4.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that wraps it up for this week. We did a solid hour almost.
There we go. Nice and tight this time.
Yeah, right.
No.
But it was definitely fun. Like you said, everybody follow the Instagram page. We'll be having more social media outlets soon as time goes on, as this
Sure.
carries on and grabs legs or whatever may happen. But
Absolutely.
yeah, give us your feedback. We're out for this week. I'm Matt.
Chris, see you guys next week.
Adios.